Vic Waters was born in 1944 in Reedsville, Georgia. At 10 weeks old, he and his family relocated to Belleville, Georgia in McIntosh County, where Vic's mother and aunts worked at Roscoe's Place, a combination seafood restaurant and fish camp at the end of the bluff. Vic's father and uncle played bluegrass for local square dances, and it was at one of these parties that Vic, at the age of 3, peering through the door, knew he wanted to perform.
When I was just a little boy, like this, they would play, and I would notice that everybody around would be just looking dead at them. You know, just wouldn't take their eyes off of them playing them guitars and fiddles, and I said, hey, that's me. I want to do that.
And I was mesmerized. I'd go and stand in the doorway with the door cracked open, watching them. And hell, I knew right then I wanted to be one of them people.
Yeah.
I wanted to be in that music part of it.
Growing up in McIntosh County led Vic to hone his musical skills, and it wasn't long before Vic was sent north to study at the Benedictine Military School in Savannah.
I thought I was going to acting school because my mother says, it's about time for you to learn how to act. And so I went my ass off to military school to learn how to act.
Since it was the late 1950s, a teenage Vic was also seeking as much rock and roll and rhythm and blues as he could. He moonlighted on piano with various bands in Savannah. Upon graduating high school, Vic was recruited by his former classmate Bobby Barnes to join his R&B group, The Impacts.
When I got out of high school in Savannah, I went to St. Pete to play in a rock and roll band. I just liked to play music so much that anytime a band would ask me, I was in. You know, yep, count me in. And when I found out people would give you money for it, I just didn't know what to do, because I'd have done it for free. If they'd asked me, you know, I'd have said, yeah, let's go play.
Well, I'm gonna make you cry. Well, I'm gonna make you blue. Well, I'm gonna take the pain you brought me and throw it right back to you. And you're gonna...
Their songs, I'm Gonna Make You Cry, Tears in My Heart, Forever in a Day, and Cool It eventually brought them to King Records, where Vic became label mates with the likes of Hank Ballard, Freddie King, and James Brown. The Impacts even went on to tour in Dick Clark's Caravan of Stars.
We were supposed to be the new Beach Boys. We were gonna be the hot new thing.
After 2 full-length albums and multiple single records, Vic and the Impacts decided to reform as a 12-piece outfit with a full horn section. The new group would become Vic Waters and the Entertainers. Producer, composer, and music executive Dan Penn took Vic and the Entertainers under his wing in a deal on Capitol Records' Crazy Horse imprint label. The band caught the eye of James Brown, who hired Vic Waters and the Entertainers to play his clubs, both of which were called Soul City in Atlanta and Fort Lauderdale. In the 1970s, after years of touring with the Entertainers, Vic decided to come back home and focus on his family.
I came back when I was 30 and been there for the rest of the time.
His return to the Golden Isles music scene occurred on October 21st, 1974, at the grand opening of Murphy's Tavern on St. Simon's Island. Vic played there 6 nights a week. He even opened his own bar in McIntosh County called the Oyster Shucker. His songwriting around this time yielded compositions like Jenkins Store, Rainbow, and Sapelo River Red. Songs that can take a listener to the Golden Isles through their picking and storytelling. Vic's song Cooter Brown was covered by country star Ray Stevens. In October 1980, Vic performed at the Grand Ole Opry with George Jones opening. And in the spring of 2024, Vic headlined the Darien Waterfront for an 80th birthday celebration concert that was attended by 1,500 people. Vic and his wife Sherry have raised a musical family. Their son Shad is a drummer who has played with Tinsley Ellis and the Ellis Brothers, and Vic and Sherry's son Mason fronts the band Mason Waters and the Groove All-Stars.
My granddaddy told me one time, he says, boy, you better keep playing that piano because you're too scared to steal and too sorry to work. I like about everything. I get along good with the world. The world gets along good with me.
Vic is an inspiration to the Golden Isles and has passed on his legacy through his children, grandchildren, and many more.
I was almost famous.
It is an honor for us to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award to Vic Waters.
Well, I'm just an old hippie now, I guess. Old hippies never die.